This is your champ, Travis Reeves, and you're tuned into the Flex Zone on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
And we're back. I hope that you missed us, but we're not going to give you a chance to miss us. The Flex Zone, we're here, baby. The only place to get your sports how you want it, when you need it. Our home, in case you forgot. You can never forget that. Fox Sports, 1340 AM. I would love for you guys to go like us on our Facebook page, The Flex Zone. Follow us and comment on Twitter and Instagram at The Flex Zone 1. If you have any questions, ideas, or possibly want to be a guest, send us an email to theflexzone1@gmail.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This episode comes courtesy of you by way of the MLB playoffs. Playoffs, yes, we're almost there. And we conclude with the ever-loving National Football League. I happen to be your host, Mikael Ramos. Usual suspects in the house tonight. I start with my right. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is your boy, Drizzy Dre.
It's Crevante, at Crevante Hurt.
This is D, in the house with you once again.
Back again, your boy Byron.
Fellas, hello.
What's going on, Mikael?
Hello.
Somebody fresh off a birthday? What's going on?
I know. Thanks.
Yeah, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank
Belated B-Day indeed.
I know, right? Libra season in full effect. Let's continue to move forward in these October birthdays, I guess, but only important ones mine anyway. Anywho, special guest on tap today. Special. You got to use more specials than that when you talk about this guy. 30 years in the game. Made way for us. Rob Parker, you're on the line. Hello, my friend.
What's happening? How you guys doing?
What's going on,
good,
Uncle
sir.
Rob?
Great.
Welcome, sir. I mean, it's been a long time coming trying to get you on the Flex Zone. You're a hard brother to catch.
Well, you know I'm always got things going on or moving around, covering games, moving and shaking. But I'm glad to be here with you guys, and, I'm here for you. So.
Well, after this, I hope you start we're going to be family. And hopefully when it comes to family, certain family members, you make a priority. So we have a friend, the Brian H. Waters. He normally says when the Flex Zone calls. So when the Flex Zone calls, you got to make us a priority.
I got you.
Appreciate that.
Anywho, let's get on to you. Let's get to you. Appearing on the Undisputed, my friend. Wow.
Yeah, that was very nice. Last Thursday and Friday, I'll be on again next week, not this week, the following week on Thursday and Friday again with Skip and Shannon, and just talking about all the topics and not afraid to deal with stuff. So it was really a nice opportunity and nice scene out there. So I loved it.
I'm not gonna lie, Uncle Rob. I miss seeing you on TV, man. It seems like it's been forever, man.
Well, I'm back a little bit at least.
Right.
We'll take it.
I think a lot of people were surprised, because I didn't really put anything out there, but I'm happy to be debating with Skip again, and debating with Shannon, who I never really debated with, but I like what he's doing so far, and so far the show I think is doing pretty well, and people are catching on. So Fox Sports 1, man, look out, here they come.
Now, how did that actually come about, you appearing on Undisputed?
Skip Bayless and I have worked together for 6 years on First Take, and always been cool or whatever. And Skip and I talked about it, and it's something that he said he would like to do. And so, I come back and debate with him and all that, and it just kind of worked itself out. So it was really, Skip was one of the instrumental parts in making it all happen. And I appreciate him, and we have a good friendship and relationship, and I just appreciate him and what he's doing.
Fox Sports 1, we got Shannon, we got Skip. ESPN, it was First Take, Skip and Stephen A. What's the differences you see in how Skip was on First Take? Will it be able to reach that plateau with him and Shannon now? How do you like that dynamic?
It's a different dynamic, obviously, because Skip and Stephen A. are two, sports columnists like myself, where we come from a different, a different way of dealing with sports and talking about sports, where Shannon is coming from the field, and his ideas and his take is different. So I just think it's a different dynamic, and so far I think Shannon has done really well in that, because normally that job doesn't go to poor athletes. It's a really demanding job, and you got to know a lot of stuff and be up on a lot of stuff. So I've been impressed by him.
I know last week we had the sad death of Jose Fernandez. Rob, just speaking of him, any interaction with him and the Marlins? I know they had a tough year going into the season, and then with that, how their future look going past this incident with Jose Fernandez.
It's a sad story. I mean, the guy, Fernandez was a star in baseball. I mean, here's a guy who really was a bona fide star, and to pass at 24 years old, a terrible boating accident, it just touched a lot of people. And the scene down there when Gordon hit that home run, in his honor, was just amazing, and the scene was amazing. And it's just to lose, somebody who was so well liked and so talented that young is very painful. I mean, it really, it even if you don't know him or you just kind of know of him, when you really read it, it's a very sad story to digest. Just seemed like just way too early for a guy who had so much to give and so much talent.
Rob, in today's time, I mean, you're from Detroit. You understand what's going on and a lot of the hot-button topics and what's going on in the NFL with Colin Kaepernick. But Adam Jones, we're here in Baltimore, real close to the Orioles. Adam Jones said pretty much, not to take his words out of context, but pretty much saying baseball is a white man's sport, and they're not going to do pretty much the same things you see in the NFL. Can you just speak a little bit about that? We know you've been covering baseball since before I was born.
Yes, for a long time, since 1986. All right, whatever.
I think that's everybody in here.
I
think that's everybody in
here.
here.
You got 2 years on me, players.
It's that me. You got me on 86. Wow.
Yeah, that was when I first started covering baseball, Major League Baseball. But anyway, I get what he's saying. And when he just talks about the pure numbers, yes, baseball, it's just not there are a lot of Hispanic players, not a lot of African-American players from this country. So the numbers are small. It doesn't mean that some players could not, do their own protest, even the players who were there. So on one hand, I understand what he's talking about, but do I still think that would stop him or other people from doing anything? I don't think so. I think if you really wanted to show support and do something, you can just do it. I don't think baseball is going to come down. Remember, this is the sport where Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball, and Jackie Robinson's number is retired on every single team. So I can't see baseball coming down on black players who are in a peaceful support of what's been going on. And that's why I think it'll be interesting. My interesting thing is to see what the NBA is going to do with the players to try to figure it out, because obviously in a league that's 80-85% black, there's a chance that there can be a number of protests and things going on every night in the NBA. So I think they want to try to figure that out and figure out what they're going to do.
Well, let's go by the numbers, shall we? African Americans comprise 68% of the player population in the NFL, 74% to be exact in the NBA. That number is just 8% in baseball, with only 69 African Americans on the opening day rosters and disabled lists this season. I, for one, didn't have a problem with what he said. I mean, if those numbers hurt, then those numbers shouldn't be a reality. You should take baseballs and bats into these inner cities rather than baseballs and footballs, and show our African American community that there's other ways to get out of a poverty-stricken situation than just playing basketball and football, unlike the Hispanic population, where you see most of them coming from the Dominican Republic or places of that such, using baseball as their outlet. I mean, you want those numbers to change it.
Yeah, it's a combination of that. And I think I've talked about this before. And, we got a lot of people now with the AAU program, which I blame a lot on, the loss of a lot of African-American baseball players. A lot of these AAU coaches have convinced kids that they should pick one sport at a young age and put everything into that, where all the great players play more than one sport. And this whole notion that you got to put everything into basketball when there's only 400 NBA jobs And you know, we see more and more of the European players coming and whatnot. And you just gave the number, 74% of 400 jobs. It's not that big of a number, and yet there's so many other jobs in baseball, minor leagues, all kinds of stuff. And I just think that talented kids should play more than one sport, so that if you don't make it in basketball or football, there's other options. Baseball's always been in our blood and our history for African Americans. So this whole notion that we don't do baseball is ridiculous. But I think a lot of it has to do with AAU coaches, basketball coaches, steering kids to doing only basketball, which is just, to me, mind-boggling.
Well, if you watch the Olympics, I mean, look at our women. I mean, Simone Biles in gymnastics. I mean, last gymnast I saw in my era was Dominique Dawes that was doing something of that nature. And who knew black girls could swim with the other Simone? So we need to start thinking a little bit outside the box. Now, you brought up the NBA a little bit, Rob. And that leads me to you, Dre, because you brought this to my attention earlier. LeBron James's comments. He says he basically, in a nutshell, he says, right on, LeBron. I mean, right on, Colin, but I'm going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I think I'm going to stay out of this. I would think, being LeBron James, why would you care? It's not like they can do anything to you anyway. If you decided to kneel, sit on the bench, not come out until after the national anthem was played. However, he chooses to support, but say, I'm just going to stick around. Coward move, or do you expect more out of LeBron James, or he playing it safe? I know you got something.
I expected it. I think he's playing it safe. I would have expected more, especially considering that he wore a I Can't Breathe T-shirt and different stuff, and what they did at the ESPYs and speaking out. So in this case, I think somebody got to him, and he's trying to play it safe. I just, it's his right. He can do whatever he wants. I'm not knocking him for it, but I think he is playing it safe. And I think players, it's just one of those things. I think people should always examine and think about it. I always think of Colin Powell when I think about these kind of circumstances. And just hear me out. Colin Powell, lifelong Republican and doing everything, but when push came to shove, and when he looked and saw Barack Obama about to become the first black president, all of a sudden he endorsed him. He backed him because he didn't want to be on the outside looking in. And I think sometimes you need to look at that, with what Kaepernick has done, the movement with the kids in high school, the college kids catching on and different stuff, and just think about it long term, and just where do you really want to be when push comes to shove? And I think that's what you should think about, is the bigger picture. Sometimes people think, I don't think anybody thought what Colin was doing was going to catch.
You still there?
I think we lost.
I think we lost Rob. Oh man, we lost. But something's brewing until we can get him back. Something was brewing over here between Cravante and Dre. Why, when it comes to LeBron?
I'll let Cravante go ahead first.
Why you stuttering?
Obviously, LeBron, you can't really be surprised at what he's doing because he's never shown us otherwise. He's never been one to stand alone when it comes to social issues and these type of issues, those taboo issues, I should say, because he knows his brand and he doesn't want to do anything to even remotely mess that up. Like, I've never even heard of any incidences he had off the court. Like, LeBron might be the cleanest athlete next to Derek Jeter. But he's never been that type to be outspoken, so I'm not surprised at all at his comments. I don't like him, but, you know.
I agree. I mean, I, for one, feel like, Carmelo Anthony has not only made a statement in a group, he's made a statement by himself.
Absolutely.
And it was on the front pages of the New York Post. The New York Post is pretty huge to make. And he plays for the mecca of every type of social media known to man. Whereas LeBron James, I can put on a shirt, I can do whatever I can, but I'm making my statements in a group. I'm kind of looking for you to do otherwise, LeBron.
You can't, and you can't. He's never given you a reason to think that you would like him to, but yeah, he's not that type of guy. LeBron's not that I'm going to bring the monster out type of guy.
Okay, we're going to move on from these social issues. We can talk about. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, do we have Rob back?
Rob, you back? No, he's not back yet.
Not back yet.
I was going to bring up a little bit about Steve Clevenger, but do we really want to go in that yet? Because I want to talk about some MLB playoffs, people. I know, Byron, you excited?
Well, I'm excited. Yeah.
I was kind of hoping we would have Uncle Rob back just so that way we could talk
He'll
about
be back. Bring him back.
A little bit about our boy Coon Newton.
Oh boy.
He'll be back. Wait a minute, time. We're
Be
going to get him back on the line. We're going to get you be respectful.
Cam is hurting right now. He's hurting.
Oh yeah.
Physically, okay.
Whew.
The man's
We're
hurting.
He's hurting mentally as well.
We're going to get Rob
too,
back on the line. However, the playoffs. Woo! We've made it to October. We made it to the best time of the season.
After the longest season in professional sports, one of the most exciting playoffs gets started tomorrow, and both local teams will be represented, and a lot of questions that need to be answered, to say the least.
I tell you, man, I really don't pay too much. Not gonna say I don't pay too much attention, but it's hard to catch a game during the regular season. Plus, there's so many and such a long season. But I tell you, man, once October come around, this is definitely one of the most exciting playoffs ever.
Question of the minute. Do the Nationals go past the first round, and do the Orioles get it done? This whole 95 corridor is messing us up a bit because Kavante, we say it all the time. Are the Nationals even going? What are they going to be going toward the postseason? Because they let you down every time. And the Orioles, who knew with that pitching that they would even get close to anything?
Well, with the Nationals,
Rob, I hear you.
Well, with the Nationals, I hate to compare them, but they remind me of the Bengals so much because man, they can dominate. They can look extremely well, look like championship contenders. But it seems like soon as we hit that playoff wall, they fall back. I don't know what it is because we got the pitching. I think pitching, that's probably the most important part of baseball.
Well, but the thing is, you guys are resting Strasburg, though.
I think that's
not
another
pitching.
mistake.
He's
That's
not
another
even
mistake.
pitching in this series. He won't pitch.
And that's huge.
And their all-star catcher, Ramos, out for the playoffs with a
That's
torn
my brother or
ACL.
something. Anyway.
He should look into that.
I probably should.
Yeah, you should.
Rob, you're back on with us.
Yes, I don't know what happened, but I'm back.
Oh,
Okay,
man, that was crazy. But we decided to take a break from the social issues and bring this up a little bit, keep you up to speed. The playoffs, baby. MLB playoffs set to start. Woo! October is amongst us, and we were talking about this 95 corridor with the Nationals and the Orioles, two teams that whoever knows what's going to happen is going to happen. However, wild card happy on one end and on the other. So let's get it, right?
Yep, we got the O's and Blue Jays. That's going to be a good series, a good game, I should say. Both of these wild card games, I love the one and done, and it just adds a lot of drama. And I like the idea that it's all about one game, and it's just going to decide it, and one team gets to advance into the regular playoffs instead of having two wild card teams being able to, get all the way to the championship or the division, the championship series. So I like that only one wild card can get there. The Nats, the Orioles. I know you guys down there. Both of those teams I like. They're not perfect. Everybody loves the Cubs, but as far as the thing that I look at in the playoffs is you got two black managers, Dusty Baker and Dave Roberts with the Dodgers, and that's going to be interesting because either one, I think the way it breaks out, will have a chance to go to the championship series, and one guy could wind up in the World Series, which would be pretty amazing this year. So Dusty Baker, he's done a nice job with Washington, and Dave Roberts did a great job to win the division his first year as Dodger manager. So I'm looking at those two teams and liking what I see.
Rob, I got to ask the question. You said it. The Chicago Cubs, 103 wins. They just ran away with the division. Is this the year? I mean, I know you talked a little bit about Undisputed, but do you think that this is the year they get over the hump and at least win the
I do. I picked them before the
they
season.
cursed.
Yeah, the curse, I know. That's the big thing. But you know what? I think it was good last year. They got knocked out by the Mets, who wound up going to the World Series and losing to the Royals. So I think the whole notion that, they're going to be afraid and is this going to work or whatever, that team is loaded. They have everything they need. When they got Chapman from the Yankees, three of the top 9 pitchers in the National League pitch for the Cubs. as far as ERA. I don't know what else. They have the young hitting. They have hitting, pitching, bullpen. They have everything. If they don't win or they don't get to the World Series and win, it's because they didn't perform well. It's not going to be because of a curse, because they have everything that they need. And I'm still sticking with the Cubs. I think we saw the Cavaliers finally win a championship for Cleveland, breaking a 52-year drought. And maybe this will be it for Chicago and the Cubs, and finally they'll get that World Series. And I think it'll be a great thing for the city of Chicago and a great thing for baseball. I really do.
Just to change up mine quick on the AL side, it looked like it's wide open with all 5 teams. Texas got the top seed, but their pitching is erratic. Cleveland and Boston has pitching. Boston might be the best overall team that can do everything, but the Orioles and Blue Jays, it's wild in the American League. Who you like in the AL and who you like in the wild card game?
I agree with you. I think it is wide open. I'm going to go with the Orioles in the wild card game. I just like what Buck has done. I like the way that they finished the season. There wasn't a lock that they were going to make the playoffs, and they had to go and win some games on the road, and I was impressed by that. Remember, they got their butts kicked by the Red Sox at home, so they were in jeopardy, and Buck got them to get it together. So I like the Orioles. And then the AL, I mean, Boston does look like that team. Texas has had the best record in the AL just about all year. I'm gonna flip the script. I'm gonna go with Cleveland. Yes, indeed, the Indians, who somehow, some way, they have pitching. They have Andrew Miller, who came from the Yankees. They have the arms and the bullpen. I'm going to go with Cleveland getting to the World Series, but losing to the Cubs. So it'll be Cleveland against Chicago.
That would be an interesting World Series.
What do we make on the Red Sox? Hot or not hot? And Poppy, does he go out like Peyton Manning? Does he go out like Jerome Bettis? Does he go out like John Elway? Can he retire with the greatest and the greatest way to retire and ride out on the sunset?
Yeah,
the World Series?
the way that they finished the season and the way they played, they were red hot and won 10 in a row at one point.
I think it was 11.
11 in a row, yeah. So they were playing great baseball and still are. And they got a young nucleus, a lot of good players on that team. He's had an unbelievable final year at his age. So all those things going. And David Price, who struggled in the postseason, maybe this is the year that it all comes together for David Price. And he's the guy that he has been during the regular season, and it finally transfers over to the postseason. So the Red Sox are right there. I mean, they have every chance and every opportunity in the American League to make that run and send Big Papi out as a champion once again.
How do you? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask real quickly that this is an even year, and in the past couple even years, the Giants have won the World Series. Do you see the Giants actually having a chance to win the World Series?
They got to play the Cubs first. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know that worked a couple of years in a row. This Giants team, they really faltered. But, once again, Bumgarner, you don't know if he gets hot. You remember he single-handedly beat the Royals in that World Series a couple of years ago. He was unbelievable. So if he, returns to postseason form of a couple of years, can they be a tough out and a tough opponent? Sure they can. A lot of those guys have won. They have that pedigree, so you can't count them out. The team I'm going to look out for is the Dodgers. I think that's the team that could knock off, could come out of the National League, just because I can't believe how well they did and what they did with Kershaw out most of the season. It was amazing that they still were able to win the division. So I was impressed by what the Dodgers were able to do. But I'm going to stick with the Cubs. Cubs against the Indians. Cubs over the Tribe in the World Series.
Hey, Rob, do you think what the Nationals are doing with Strasburg is the smartest thing to do at this point?
What, not play him?
Yeah.
If he's not healthy, you gotta look long term. Yes, you'd like to put him out there. You know it's the playoffs. You want to try to win a World Series, but long term, they just signed him to a big contract this year, and you got to look at the guy's health. If he's not healthy, he can't play. It's just that simple.
We like legacies on this show. We all want to leave a legacy in life. I mean, we talked about LeBron's legacy all last year and what he did 50 years now and cementing it. What do we make of Big Papi's, and what does he leave baseball with?
Well, he's like the mayor of baseball. The only thing, and it's not really his fault, but the one thing I don't like is I don't like that he's getting a pass for the steroid era, and even though he has a positive test, that basically people have allowed him to just walk out and be celebrated, and then other people were treated, far worse, and without having even a positive test. That's the one part I don't like about it. I just don't think it's fair that people will look one way for somebody because they like him or because he's popular or because he knows how to shake hands and kiss babies at the ballpark. And other people who have been suspected of stuff, even though they don't have a positive test, have been, made to be the all-time bad guy and not get their due about their playing career. So I don't like that. I don't think it's right.
Real quick, Rob, I know your Tigers didn't make it in the postseason, but they were very improved this year. Verlander came back to form. The acquisition of Upton helped out a lot, and Brad Ausmus looked like he knew what he was doing. What are you looking for with this team moving forward? Miguel Cabrera is still one of the best players in baseball as well.
Yeah, but the only thing is they're a $200 million payroll, and people in Detroit aren't happy that they're not in the playoffs and that they were way too inconsistent. So it'll be interesting to see. They did with Michael Farmer was a breakout young pitcher that they have, and that's something that they got from this year. That if that carries over to next year, they're going to be in good shape. So I think people are looking for it. Upton too. Upton had a terrible 4 months and then caught fire the last 6 weeks and hit a ton of home runs and whatnot. And people would love to see him just be a little more consistent and not so streaky, where he goes months without doing anything and then has a torrid month at the end. So if those things could get worked out, then the Tigers can once again have a chance to get in the playoffs. It's the second year in a row they didn't make it. Don't forget, last year they finished in last place. So they finished just outside the wild card this year, and it'll be interesting to see if they can put it all together next year.
Listen, we can't have you on for this NFL segment. We got to keep it moving. But just for giggles, anything you enjoyed or not enjoyed from Week 4?
I'm just tired of watching blowouts on the national games.
I fell asleep in the first quarter. I couldn't believe last night.
It happens all the time, though. There's a lot of national games that are terribly lopsided and awful to watch, and it's just the Thursday night game. I think there's been one good Thursday night game. The Thursday night games don't seem to be working out, and it seems to be a lot of blowouts. So I'm hoping that there'll be more, well-rounded, evenly matched games, or something that you want to watch the whole 4 quarters and not start flipping around looking for a Mork and Mindy rerun. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? I never liked the Thursday night games. I feel like
the short week doesn't help anybody.
Sunday nights, where's that, baby?
It never helps. It never helps anybody.
Not this past Sunday night.
I agree.
Of course
I
not
think Thursday nights are bad. I think that the turnaround is too quick and the players aren't ready. So I agree.
Real quick, who was your Super Bowl pick before the season?
Super Bowl pick before the season. Now you have to make me think about it for a minute. But I think I had...
Not the Lions.
Ooh.
Not the Lions.
Wait a minute now.
Wow.
Wait a
He threw
minute.
the shot.
Wait a minute.
Boom.
I know I had Green Bay in the NFC. And I'm the AFC. I don't think I had a surprise pick, and I'm trying to remember. I don't think it was Carolina. It's just off the top of my head. I don't want to make it wrong.
Wasn't like the Steelers or Patriots.
No.
Well, he said surprise, so it's like I'm not thinking past no Steelers, no Broncos,
Ravens.
Of course, he had a Ravens. Get out of here.
Jacksonville.
It wasn't like the Patriots or anybody like that.
Right.
Like
It was a
Houston,
team off the
maybe,
beaten path.
Well, Rob Parker has just been on the Flex Zone. Woo!
I mean, this ain't the first time, but you know what I'm saying? Clap that up.
This is the first time I spoke to him.
This is Uncle Rob right here.
This is the first time. I'm starstruck, and we just sitting in the chair. I can't even see him yet.
Hey, I appreciate it, and you guys let me know the next time you want me on. And again, check out Undisputed on Fox Sports 1 next Thursday and Friday. I'll be on with Skip and Shannon and having some fun and talking about some real topics on there. So I appreciate the time, and we'll talk next time.
Oh, and Uncle Rob, it was also good seeing you in D.C. at the NABJ conference, man.
I missed you too.
That was great, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Always a good time.
It's always a good time.
Where do
Always
I
a pleasure.
be? I don't be around, man. But anyways, thank you, Rob, for coming on with us, and we'll be priority. Remember that we family. We'll see you soon and talk to you soon. After the break, people, week 4 in the NFL. What you like, what you didn't like, and week 5 is amongst us. This is the Flex Zone. We'll be right back. It's the Flex Zone, and we're back. I promised you the National Football League. We're going to talk about the dang National Football League. Week 4. Then we're going to go to week 5. But before we do that, I want to say hello to a very special guest that's in our presence. Alexis, she used to be one of our grandest interns.
Man, way back in the day.
Flex Zone. Howard University in the building, baby. Class of what? Because you about to make me older than the mug.
2019. Ooh.
Woo, ouch.
The real HU.
That's what they say.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Hey,
wait a
that's what they
minute.
say.
I'm just saying that's what
Wait
it
a minute
is.
now. We're in the wrong.
You know.
We're in the wrong to be
Yeah,
saying that
yeah.
now. We're in the wrong to be saying that now.
Hey, look.
I'm just saying.
Hey, look.
I ain't got nothing to say to dispute it. I mean,
But Alexis,
Come on
hi.
now, walk
Hope you're
people.
enjoying remanicing with us and all that good stuff.
I'm glad to be here.
Anywho, excuse my language, but the NFL, baby. Woo! Week 4. Before we talk about what happens to happen in week 4, 'cause you know everybody got a great story when it started off. What happened was, anyways, what happened in week 4? We got to settle a couple of scores. Byron, you ready, baby?
What had happened was with these picks.
Ain't looking too hot.
Tell me something good, player. Tell
You
me
know what?
something
Since it
good.
was your birthday weekend,
I want to go last.
We
Tell me
can-
something good, player. Just say it. I don't know. Did I win it?
I'll start from the bottom, which happens to be myself.
Oh, God.
Now we're here. Now we're here.
That's a Monday Night Football anyway.
It's a lonely place. Game in progress. I went 6-8 this week.
Woo,
These
woofed
picks
up.
you said they're not working out for you as much as you'd like.
I'm
them
at
to this year.
500, 31-31. Some changes will be made this week.
Just like most of the NFL, mediocre.
I can't argue with you there, brother. Numbers don't lie. Dre, you went 8-6 this week, picking the Rams, and that helped you out, get over the hump. So you went 8-6. Oh, by the way, I'm 31-31. Dre is 35-27. So he's ahead of me. D, you went 7-7 as of right now, and 36-26.
Only
in
a
second
game behind,
place.
baby. Only a game behind.
But you're tied with the 2-time defending Flex Zone Picks champion, who's coming
Right.
back. He went 8-6, 36-26. So they're tied. And Mikhail Sade Ramos, 9-5. I don't know how she's doing it, folks.
It's all
I'm
right.
not worried.
She's
I'm not worried
41-21.
worried.
Low key running away with
Hey,
it.
let's start this week.
Wait a minute. You said running away. Wait, it's
Running
still early in the
away.
season.
Still got 5 games.
I'm not slowing down, baby. I'm not
worried.
slowing down.
That's a good amount of games at this point in the year.
I'm not slowing down, baby.
Don't
I'm not
worry.
slowing
Starting
down.
this week.
Catch up to the Queen
I'm 10
Bee.
games
We might be
Don't
playing
bother.
catch up ball, but
don't
starting this
worry.
week,
I'm
we're going back.
The champion.
Nothing make
He's
a
a two-time
woman
champion.
feel
I'm
better.
the 2-time champion.
Oh, wait.
I'm the
Wait.
2-time champion.
You got to say, if you're going to be a
too.
champ, if you're the champ, you got to say the reigning, defending.
Well, you know,
Can't be another
but
Flex
you-
Zone.
The reigning, the defending champ 2 times.
I mean,
But you're
Not one. That's right.
You mean you're right. Until somebody brings him down, he's all those things in one. However,
dare be
I'm
sorry.
taking what it is right now, baby.
You keep picking the
I'm
best
on
things
the-
you ain't going
Yeah,
I know.
y'all keep not picking them, and then the more
I-
y'all
I
not pick them, we win. So guess what? Anyway,
who didn't pick him against Cleveland last
Let's
year?
I was
go.
gonna say, I think it was a clean sweep.
Cleveland's
At
the
this
worst
point.
team
No,
in football
we
by
got a
now.
couple
I
of
mean,
friends
come on.
that didn't on our other show, but we'll get there.
Oh
on
no,
Thursday.
I knew. I'm sure I knew of one of them.
Of our surprisings. Anyways, we're gonna go moving forward. Thank happy birthday. Thank you, my good friend. Hey, you gonna grab my
He
hand?
ain't
He don't
mean
even
to
wanna
do
talk
it. He
to me.
ain't mean to
don't
do
even
it.
wanna- He don't even talk to me.
Don't worry.
I had a good day. I had a good week. Anyway,
That's good. That's good, but it's a new week.
It's a new day.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Anyway, did I just have a WWE reference?
Yes, you
come out of
did.
my mouth?
Speaking of that, the 2-time champs.
I'm turning into one of them.
I don't want to be.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, that was a nice. That was a
Pull me
nice.
back! Bring me back!
I don't want to be
Devontae, bring me
associated.
back!
Hey,
bring me
girl,
back!
don't go into that light.
Well, we're gonna go into
It's
the
a good
light of
light.
the
Don't go
game.
into that light,
We're gonna
girl.
go into the light of the game ball and not so game
There you
ball.
go. It's a
I'm
good
going
light.
to start because that's what I want to do. Anywho, my game ball goes to Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And that whole Seattle
Up to
Seahawks,
him.
I swear I tell
give it
you
up
all
to
the
him,
time,
man.
Seattle
I
Seahawks are
expect
the
it.
one team that has God on their side.
Hold on.
And I don't
Super
know.
Bowl bound Seattle Seahawks.
Oh.
No, I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. I said Russell Wilson will win MVP, and I said Seattle will play New England in the Super Bowl.
Or if you go to say his name, it's Russell, last name Wilson. Like,
Hey, look, y'all talked all about that smack about Sierra. He looked really good with a hurt leg.
A hurt
What'd I
leg.
tell you?
Hey, the
What
man,
I-
look, he looked healed
We got
Sunday.
long season. We got
He
long
looked
season,
healed.
guys. We got long
And
season.
Ryan Patrick still sucks.
A
Go
hurt
ahead.
knee,
Yeah,
a
boy.
hurt ankle,
Amen.
you should not be playing, and he goes and handles the business against the Jets. They beat him 27-17. The boy, 23-32, 309 yards, count them, 3 touchdowns, and Jimmy Graham was there too, 6 receptions, 413 yards.
Richard Sherman, 2 picks.
Figuring out a way to get that man going. My not-so-game ball. My not-so-game ball at this particular point in time goes to the Ravens. Because you know what? This whole ending to the end
That's
and
personal.
fighting to the no, it's not personal. This whole fighting to the end and we're gonna win at the last minute. Those games you weren't winning last year, you're winning this year. I don't care if it's your way, if it's your golden
it
way.
is the Raven way, the last 3
However,
years.
them boys
The
from
Raven
Oakland
way.
should have beat you by more than they beat you. They stuck themselves in the
What?
foot a couple of times,
Whoa,
and they win, baby.
Time.
The Ravens, you're a disgrace,
Time.
baby.
She's
You're
reached. As Cavante
You're
would say.
reaching. You're
a
reaching.
Bring it back.
You're
Bring it
reaching.
back.
You're a
Bring it back.
disgrace,
The
baby.
Raiders are a really
Wait a
good
minute,
team.
wait a
The
minute.
Raiders are a
I
really
said
good
the
team.
Raiders should have beat them more than they did.
No,
Wait a
no.
minute.
So
But
how was
that's
that wrong what I said?
no, that's disrespectful to the Ravens because like.
Wait a minute.
Come on.
How are you?
You had a couple of, Mesa had, in his whole Ravens career,
They both
2
messed up.
penalties.
They
His
both
whole
messed
Ravens
up.
career.
They both
He
messed
had
up.
2 in that whole
Wait a minute.
game. You saved it with the POW. I'm only saying because you had what that fumble. You got to get that fumble. How many white shirts was there? Then you had the special
Oakland
teams.
was wearing
Then
white.
you had the
Yeah, Oakland
spell-
was wearing white, by the
That's
way.
what I'm saying.
So
That's what I'm saying. How many white shirts was there?
Oakland was
You
wearing
had so many special. Yeah, that special teams penalty. You couldn't.
As a person that watched the Ravens on a weekly basis.
You couldn't. I'm talking about
Where
the Raiders.
were you at this week
I'm
watching
talking
the
about the Raiders.
Yeah, I was at our
Glory
Glory
days.
days, by the way.
You
That's
couldn't convert on
right,
that.
Ray Bird.
I'm just saying the
Where in the
Raiders
world would DB next?
Wait a minute.
should have done a little. There's
No,
no,
Wait.
That's
Did you see what the
personal
Raiders had to
shots.
do to win the game?
I did, but they should have.
Thank you.
But they had some chances more than what they had to kind of
We
sort of
don't
open it a
believe
little
you
bit. Wider.
need more
Ravens
people.
are
I think
that's
that's a
crazy
bit-
at this point in time.
I think
Anyway,
that's a bit-
They
The
might get-
Ravens
I
are
don't complain
close
about your
team.
game balls and not so game balls.
No.
when
But the
it's
thing is,
factual.
wait a minute.
When
But the thing is,
When
if you're
factual.
going to talk about the Baltimore Ravens, at least be factual with this.
Factual.
Every
Come
game that the
on.
Baltimore Ravens play
They play
is close,
close
and not
games.
only.
You gave the
not
Browns
only do-
20 points,
Not
brother.
only, not
They
only, it's a
played
divisional
close
game.
games.
How many did y'all
but
get
not
from?
only,
20
but not,
and
but
we
not-
beat them 31-20, not by 21. What was it that close of what it was?
Wait a minute. Let me
Talk about a hammer,
let me bring
D.
this all
Yeah.
in.
Talk
Let
about
me
a
bring this
hammer,
all in.
D.
No.
That wasn't a hammer, but it was good enough.
Somebody spiked your water, man.
Because
Yes,
if
they
you're
did.
going to be,
I guess so.
if you're going to be factual
drinking
about
that holy
the,
water.
if you're going to be factual
Unholy.
about the Baltimore Ravens, not only do they
didn't
are
mean
all
to
their
start a
games
connection.
close, but at the same time though, those close games get you ready and prepared for
Yeah,
playoff
yada, yada,
for
yada.
playoff
You
bound
continue
games.
to lose them. You lost
If you go
another
3-1 every 4 games of the year, you'll be 12-4.
You'll be 12-4.
Talk to me.
I
man.
take it.
That's
I take
awesome. You
And they
continue
lost to a good team at the last
That-
minute.
all of us up here said would be in the
You're-
playoffs.
As a matter of fact,
You
this is a
continue
team that
to
in
take
week
it.
one. Wait a minute, and this is a
David
team
Carr's
that
not
in
been
week
touched
one
this year. Not
beat the
touched.
Saints in New Orleans.
You continue to
We
take it.
picked them to go to the playoffs.
Came back and won at that.
Excuses are what they are and what they meant to be. Anyways, moving forward, this ain't about my game balls, not so game.
All
I
right.
said what I wanted to. Dre, go.
So my game ball
Doesn't mean you
goes to Big Ben. The Pittsburgh Steelers put on a clinic.
Ooh,
as,
God. That was hammer time.
What a way to
I
come
didn't-
back, shall we?
Can we just
It-
call
it-
him? Can we stop it? Can we just call him elite?
He is elite.
He is elite.
I'm just saying.
No, who doesn't
think that?
I'm about to say Big Ben is
Absolutely.
always in
And
the
I
top
can't
5
stand
quarterbacks.
Always been in my top 5.
He's been in everybody's top 5.
Okay.
If-
Okay.
if he-
I thought it wasn't clear.
No, if he-
no. Okay.
The only thing is Big Ben may be number 5 on a lot of people's list because of the Peyton Manning,
because of
Tom
what the
Brady,
top of the
Drew
what the top of the
Brees
list is. Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers out there, but I mean he's always been in the top 5 because of what he's been able to do. But for them to put on a clinic and that game was over by halftime, some people's eyes it was
Man,
over.
that
in the
game
first
was over
quarter.
in the first quarter, man. It was bad from the start.
But and my not so game ball. Ryan Fitzpatrick, man, what in the world have you been doing the past couple weeks?
Well, you didn't hear me last week?
9 interceptions.
Hello, you didn't hear what I said last week about him?
A total of 9
He
interceptions. He stank. That's what he
Thanks
is.
to how I have it.
9 interceptions.
Throwing the
within 2
Sherman
weeks.
all the time. Like, what are you doing?
Well, the battle actually, but what I do gotta give credit to though, since you're talking about Sherman, that battle between Brandon Marshall and Sherman was a
That was a good one.
though.
It was a good one.
We missed. I missed those cornerback.
And then Reeves ended up getting hurt again.
Battles.
He had to lead the game again.
Oh, he done.
Yeah, I think his
The
career.
island's on fire.
Well, what do you hurt guys do?
They stay hurt.
There you go.
Well, I'm gonna start with the not so game ball because I like to finish on a high note. Not so game ball. The Arizona Cardinals. My gosh, for you to be a Super Bowl contending
Hold on. Your Arizona Cardinals.
Wait a minute.
And I told Dre and I told all of you guys I'm not getting off the train because I'm driving it. So, yeah, but things are looking good. 1-3 Super Bowl contenders, and they're not looking like it. I know this was a divisional game, and the Rams play everybody in this division pretty tough, but you can't. This was a must win, and they did not get around to getting it. So, Arizona Cardinals definitely my not so game ball. Got to do better. And guys, time for my time for my game ball. Okay, okay, all right. That's my dog. Y'all know who that is. Julio Jones, 300 yards receiving, the 6th player in NFL history to do so, along with, I believe, was it 12 catches and a touchdown? Destroyed the Carolina Panthers.
The touchdown catch was the nail, man.
75-yarder.
Woo, God.
That's my dog,
Feel
all
free to
right?
touch him. I mean,
I need y'all to know this.
12 receptions, people. 300 yards, 1 touchdown.
And a touchdown. Whoever had him on the
Feel
fantasy.
free to put a man on him.
Whoever had him on the fantasy.
4th player, right, in Super Bowl era to have that 300 yards in one game.
At least put a man on him.
And 6th all time.
Man, he was on.
That's my dog.
It is what it is.
And I immediately put on Facebook, tell me he's not the best receiver in the league, even though I'm biased. I'm biased. I'm biased. Antonio Brown is the man. But
Another guy that went off. We're probably not going to talk about this game, but he had more points than the Miami Dolphins themselves. AJ Green, 10 receptions, 173.
Hold on.
He's sick.
What did I say is going to happen with the Bengals this year? They're going to do what?
You said they're going to win the playoff game.
Yeah, not only go, they're going to win a playoff game.
Remember, and they won in
still not going that far yet.
Look, put that in your back pocket.
They did.
But
when you play the Dolphins,
it was an ugly game.
But
that's an encouraging sign. Vontaze Burfict is back. Defense is coming together.
We need to keep him on the level head.
Now we see the Bengals. They played a late afternoon game Sunday. We'll see what they're doing now.
AJ Green, that was crazy. I mean, nasty.
Yeah.
It was.
D. And then Byron, really quickly. Let's go.
All right. Game ball. Dig deep for this one. Denver's 2 quarterbacks.
Paxton Lynch.
Yeah, Paxton Lynch came in, tore Tampa Bay up after Simeon got hurt.
I knew we would see him.
It's pretty good. And not so game ball. Oh, my God. The Indianapolis Colts outside of Andrew Luck. My God. Can someone help this man out?
I mean, Andrew.
Please.
If we want to talk about Andrew Luck, 27-42, 234 yards,
that's
2
a miracle.
touchdowns,
That's
and
a
he threw a pick.
I'm telling you, I show my man some respect.
Dudes,
he's right outside. He's right outside that elite top tier quarterbacks. He's right outside of them.
Can the man get some help?
With no help.
With no help.
Offensive line stinking it up. They haven't had a 100-yard rusher in like 4 or 5 years. I mean, it's
234 yards. You had to come back. Almost really beat the Jags in one interception.
Yeah,
he deserves so much better. He's not going to last the 10 to 12 years or whatever they expected him.
At that rate, he may not last this year.
He's not going to last.
Hey, you're right. He might not.
Tomorrow, to live to play another Sunday.
He on his back more than being in a hotel, but go ahead.
Oh, God.
Come on, Byron. Are you giving yourself the not so game ball?
Come on. First of all, he's not done.
I'm done.
No.
He's done.
Oh.
Just like the coach season. It looks like.
Come on, my light-skinned brother. Let's roll. We got to move.
It's a lot happening right now, but not so game ball. Outside of Phillip Rivers, the Chargers for letting the Saints come back after I picked them up 14 in the 4th quarter. I think they got one. They lose.
They should have had it. 2 bad defenses. That's what you're saying. 2 bad defenses.
And they got out, and they let the Saints defense win the game for them with 2 interceptions.
Crazy.
But my game ball is going to L.A. I love the West Coast. Jeff Fisher and Los Angeles Rams.
Bill
Weird Sanders.
Jeff Fisher?
Who's about to get another extension?
Jeff Fisher.
Because they're 3-1. They've already beaten Seattle and Arizona, so they have a 2-game lead in first place.
He's going to have a job for another 3 years.
So he gets to not only sit Jared Goff for the remainder of the season, so that adds more time to it. Case Keenum's your quarterback, so they have more excuses. And that front line is ridiculous with Aaron Donald and those boys. My God. And Tavon Austin, you saw Kenny Britt, you saw Brian Quick. Hey, this team is playing well. They can run the football with Gurley. and they can play defense.
Why do you still kick to this guy? I don't understand why you kicking the table on
I
Austin,
don't
knowing he
It's
can.
3 phases to the
And
game.
listen, I think Aaron Donald might be the best interior D lineman in the league.
He is. He's been that way for the past 2 years.
Not a bad statement.
So Rams, LA baby, I might be out there.
Wow, they're 3-1.
3-1.
Nobody's
Like
not
my
good.
You now see if you look at week 1,
Woo,
there
God.
will be no way you would think 3 weeks later they'd be 3-1.
and they get to play
Well,
these
the
teams
first time
at
they were
home.
3-1 since what? Something like
Since
Greatest-
1806. It's been a long time.
Since the greatest show on turf,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, I'm sure, probably.
Right.
Ooh, that's Kurt
right.
Warner in them days.
Is everybody's done with week 4, everybody? Let's move on to week 5, shall we? Get into these game of the week. I mean, does it matter?
It was
Game
Dallas
of the
and
week.
San
Game 4,
Francisco,
what was the
right?
game of the week?
If I had to,
It was
if I
Dallas
had
and
to
San
pick,
Francisco, right?
I mean, when is Dallas not the game of the week?
nah,
They're always the game.
well,
They're always the game of the week on Fox and that 4:00 bracket, and then they get Sunday Night Football. It's just ridiculous.
Well, my
And
game,
they still ain't playing nothing left.
my game of the week might have been the Ravens game. I think the Ravens and the Raiders to come down that close.
Yeah, it should have. I think we should have got some change of announcers. But I leave that alone.
Can I get a shout out?
Sure.
Sure.
I'm going to shout out to Washington Redskins for keeping me alive in my survival pool. I'm
There you
1
go.
week closer
There you
to
go.
$350. Thank you, Kirk Cousins, and thank you, Cavante. Mikkel, forget you.
That's the only reason you're saying something nice.
Yes, because
Wait
I
till
feel
next
so.
week.
It was thanks to the defense of the Redskins because I ain't see much from Kirk.
Well, Kirk Cousins didn't know.
That's what I'm liking.
Can we
That's
get
what
Terrell
I'm
Pryor
liking.
out of Cleveland? He's too good to be there. He's too good.
I agree.
Hugh Jackson, baby, needs some help.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
what about my boy Josh Norman? Oh, all right.
Uh-huh.
Well,
all right.
I know the Panthers missing him.
Oh.
I know that.
Uh-huh.
You heard what he said.
That's my
Yeah,
dog.
you
You heard what he said.
Sipping tea, right? Sip that tea.
Hey,
Sip on,
I'm
baby.
just
That's what
gonna
you
sip
get when
on.
what you pay for now.
When you El Cheapo, right? Right there.
Yeah, no cheap on it.
I mean, we all see what happened to Steve Smith Sr. We want to leave Carolina. Touchdown.
It's
Touchdown.
funny, and it's funny that this keeps happening to Carolina.
Because I think they don't know how to. There's no loyalty in Carolina, obviously. Okay.
Gotta stop being cheap.
Okay. Any game balls? I mean, game balls. Any games of the week, or can I just move on to week 5, please?
Week 5.
Come on,
Okay,
let's
let
go.
me
Week
move
5.
on.
Week 5.
Let's do it, baby. Week
That's week
freaking
5.
5. We start 8:25 on Thursday night football.
Bay Area.
The Cardinals better beat the 49ers.
But
Gosh.
Chip Kelly, in Chip Kelly's defense, he actually has his team playing very well.
And when they play in San Francisco, they do play well.
They do play really good defense.
Bruce
as well.
Arians is going to throw a fit. He's going to turn red.
He's
gonna
red
throw-
now.
He's going to throw every machinery he can. I don't know what's going to happen. But as far as these picks go in week 5, I say the Cardinals better beat the 49ers on Thursday night. I'm picking them.
I just don't see the 49ers making any noise until Colin Kaepernick is the quarterback. I'm sorry. Until he's your starting quarterback, I just don't believe in Blaine Gabbert.
Oh my gosh, the Cardinals! Come on,
They hurting you. They
come
just,
on!
the
You're
dagger
killing
just goes
me, man.
and
Yo,
goes.
I told you, man. I'm tapping on that seatbelt,
Hey,
baby.
man, I'm driving it, so I can't. Ain't no jumping off,
Yeah.
baby.
Anybody know Carson Palmer's status?
Hey, look, you can abort.
Yeah,
You can abort
Sunday.
mission. You can.
He's still on the protocol.
So he's still in the
Look,
dog room.
so-
It's
Yeah,
not.
I
It's
don't
not.
know.
It's not too late, baby. To
Still in the
abort
film
mission.
Nah, man, I'm
We
not
early.
aborting
We
this
early.
mission. I'm not aborting
We
this
early.
mission. Come on, Cardinals, get it together.
I think they got to beat the Niners.
Have to.
They
have to.
No, you're not.
They have
And,
more
and
talent.
it's a divisional game. I thought last week was a must win. This is absolutely a must win.
If they lose this game, they're in deep
That's a
trouble.
wrap. That's a wrap.
All right, so
It is a short week turnaround. Road teams don't play well on Thursday night, but the Cardinals will do enough. It'll be a low-scoring, ugly game.
Yeah, they're not going that far on the road, thank God. At least they're staying within the time zone.
That's true.
Oh my gosh, my gosh.
Can we move on?
Sure,
Hold
yes,
on,
yes.
hold on. Proper introduction. Greatest quarterback of all time makes his return
One
this
of the
Sunday
greatest, one of the
in
greatest.
Cleveland.
One of the
Time to put him on the fantasy. Got him on the
Patriots
bench. Got him
and
on the bench.
Browns at 1 o'clock. I
I feel-
have to pick the
I
Patriots.
feel,
bad. It's
I
gonna be
feel some
bad.
dancing going
This
on.
is gonna be all bad.
Everything
gonna be bad.
that
I
the
feel
Browns
bad.
going to do is so bad.
I feel
It's gonna be all bad.
I feel some hammer happening.
It's gonna be all bad.
Might be all-time hammer here.
Well,
All time.
I will give the Browns will play close, but then
I ain't
Patriots
giving
will
them
pull
that.
away
I
late.
ain't giving them that.
Patriots will win, but Tom Brady's back.
It'd be close in the first quarter.
Oh, this has 40 burger written all
Yeah,
over it.
might 50. Might be 50.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be respectful to Hugh Jackson. They will keep it close, but
I
the
pray
Patriots
for
will
Hugh
pull
It's
away.
not
Jackson.
about being
I'm
respectful
gonna
to Hugh
pray.
Jackson. It's the personnel.
I'm going to pray for you. That's
They're
all.
in Cleveland. They play decent there. But Patriots.
I'm going with the Patriots. This is unanimous. Can I move on? Let's go.
Psycho Tom is back, baby.
This next
They'll
game
go.
might be unanimous.
Come on.
Eagles at the Detroit Lions. I'm going to pick the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, man.
Didn't like what I seen from Matt Stafford Sunday. Looked terrible in Chicago. I don't see them beating the Eagles.
When doesn't Matthew Stafford stink up the joint, though?
I mean, wait.
Recently,
Beginning of the year, he was looking pretty good. But Matthew Stafford is Matthew Stafford. So it's no consistency about him. And I always tell you guys, I hate how he gets a pass out of all the other first-round picks, first-round quarterbacks.
Because everybody forgot about him. Eagles.
That's crazy.
Eagles.
Pennsylvania.
All right, moving forward, shall we? The Bears go to face Indiana and the Colts.
Oh, my God.
You know,
I'm going to pick the Colts better win this game.
The Colts people show up. They should beat the Bears. Bears ain't that good. Hoyer's okay, but...
Just block for him a little.
Bring
Okay,
back
help
Cutler.
my boy. Help
Bring
him.
back Cutler, but
Suckler. No.
Cuddy, yes.
I was saying, is he going to have his job
I
back?
was going to say Hoyer won Sunday.
Is he going to have his job
Cutler
back?
didn't get a win.
How many wins do the Bears have?
They got one. And Hoyer got that one, right?
A dead clock is right twice a day. Bring back Cuddy, but
You mean Suckler?
Crazy.
I'm going with
Keep away
going with
Suckler.
Colts.
Keep away.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck.
God,
All
Hopefully.
right, moving forward. This might be easy for you or not. Titans, Dolphins.
this
I'm
ain't
going to pick
easy.
the
Man, I'm
Titans.
going with the Titans, man. Going to
You
the
know
Titans.
what?
Right, that was so angry.
I love me some
Because,
South
man.
Beach. I'm riding with Tannehill, the ghost of Dan Marino, the ghost of Brian Greasy, the ghost of Dan Schuler.
The ghost of
Everybody.
Miami
We
Pass.
going down to Miami today, and they're going to win.
Need
You know what?
all of them to come back for them to win this game.
That
That's
defense is
what's
playing well, and
happening.
Dominican Sue is being very dominant. If you haven't watched a lot of the
Yeah.
film, he's being very dominant. Talk about great interior lineman. He's still getting
Absolutely,
it done.
absolutely.
Now, they
He
let
just
me
needs
down
to go
last
to
week,
another team.
but this game is in South Beach.
They'll get it done.
So,
What does that mean?
I mean,
South Beach ain't home.
You talking about that's Green Bay or something?
South Beach not a sports town. Home field don't mean nothing.
And they've had 10 days. That always helps.
That is okay.
That's
That is
Moving
true. Still go to the
forward.
I like
Titans.
the
The Titans have been playing really well.
Mariota gotta not make mistakes though to win this game.
He'll make a mistake.
Oh,
This
snap.
one should be interesting.
This
for
is
some of the
fun.
people in the room.
Snap.
Talk about a room divided.
Yo, we on Facebook Live.
Talk
Make sure you
about
get this one for the
a room
Chambers.
divided, people.
Yeah.
Talk about a room divided. The Redskins come down. Well, up.
Wait.
95
They come up.
South
Come up 90.
to
they come
play
up,
the
yeah.
Baltimore
Yes, they do.
Ravens.
Ooh, this
The
is-
last time
I've
we
been waiting for
had
this
this,
4 years
not
ago.
only did we lose a quarterback, shout out to Elodie Nada, we gained what would have been our new quarterback, and we beat them with a backup. Now you're
But
saying
then we win the Super Bowl that year.
you're not going to win it
We
this
did.
way,
Yes, we
baby.
did.
Get over it.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. The last time, every time we
Every
beat
time we
y'all,
beat y'all, they win the
they
Super
go
Bowl.
to the
That's
Super
right.
Bowl.
So do what you got to do.
This the one
But
time.
this time ain't gonna happen.
Hey,
No,
in the words of the great Cravante Hurd, stop reaching players.
Because the Redskins have never beaten the
Oh,
Ravens
Ravens.
up here. It ain't gonna happen this way.
Listen, I already know what I'm going to do, baby.
We already know. Go ahead, go Cavante Joyner.
Cavante, what are you
Let's
gonna
go. Hey, you keep going against
I'm going with the
win.
Skins, baby.
He got
Going
it.
with the
He got it.
Skins.
He got
Going
it.
with the Skins.
Get this up.
I had to break it up. I had to break it up because I said it. I called it. I said either the Ravens will lose to either the Raiders
gonna lose us too, baby.
let me finish. I said they'll either lose to the Raiders or the Redskins. They lost to the Raiders. The Ravens will come back and beat
Okay.
the Washington Redskins
Okay.
this week.
Are you declaring? Because every time they declare
As a
something,
matter of
guess what
fact,
happens? We win, baby.
I'm gonna do an El Crofo. I guarantee.
And he guaranteed that he lost last week and
Okay,
against
no,
the Giants. So
you put
that's
the G
2
on
in a
it, Jay.
row.
You putting the G on it.
That's 2 in a row for the boy that happens to be El Crawford.
Kirk
2
Cousins
declarations of losses.
will make one more mistake and lose this game for the Redskins.
Okay, great.
I like the bet.
Okay.
Is Kerrigan playing? I'm not even trying to be funny because I know he got banged up a little bit.
Yeah, he did get hurt.
He's day to day.
Hopefully we get Ronnie
They with
Stanley
the elbow
back. We
injury.
get Alex Lewis
Yeah,
back.
we need our offensive line back. That was
That's what we
terrible
need.
too.
If we can
That was
block,
terrible.
we'll be out. I like what I saw
That
out
was
of Terrence West. I'm going to be dedicated.
Hey, oh yeah, Mr. Dixon's gonna come back Sunday too.
And you know I like that last name, by the way.
Yes.
Ravens will move on and march on.
We are
What
going
will-
through some
what
injuries,
will
but I
be
think
the
I
head
think
of-
we can pull it
I'm
off.
with you. What will be the headline in the and
Cousins to
they
keep it
they
going.
turned
But how
out
about Josh Norman and Steve Smith Sr.? That's going to be fun.
That's gonna be
Oh.
nasty. That's gonna be nasty.
A lot of
and
pushing.
2 ex-Panthers.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Look
saying.
at that.
It's history there.
what's going to be the headline when they turning off all purple lights and sidewalks
No,
in
no, no.
Baltimore
It
when the
depends
Redskins
on
win,
how it depends on how we will
Turn
win.
Look. Once the Orioles play that night, we're gonna be good.
flicking the
Well,
We
ball.
won't be moving past Toronto.
Well, Sunday could be a great night. You could have a Baltimore Redskins on Sunday and the Orioles home playoff game,
At
game
night,
3.
against the
That
Rangers.
night.
Ooh, Baltimore's
A lot of things going on in the how
Charm
can you call
City.
it?
Charm
Charm City area. Okay, because
All right, let's move on.
It'd be
For
darned if you.
But you continue to be
You'll never
disrespectful
be a
this
part
week.
of it.
Ravens will be 4-1.
Anyways, I can't wait for that headline in Baltimore some Monday morning because y'all gonna be sad, brother. Anyway,
Nah,
Washington
Texans
gonna be real sad.
Texans gonna keep on declaring.
If we win, it's probably gonna say something along the lines of Captain Kirk Keeper,
Woo!
something like
Yeah.
that. something
Captain
like
Kurtz.
So who's game for Cousins, man? He
Flax
want to make his money.
Flacco.
If he want to make his money, he need to win this game.
Anyways, and moving on to timeline because we got a little bit. Ooh, we reaching, y'all. We got to hurry up. Texans, Vikings.
Yeah.
Vikings in a close game.
Your Texans are going down, Cravante. Vikings.
That's tough.
The Steelers will beat the Jets.
Hammer time.
Oh,
hammer
no
time.
doubt.
Still.
This might be another.
they're going to beat them like a drum.
They really
gonna
trying to
beat
make up
them
for
like a
that
drum.
Philly loss.
They're going to beat them like a drum.
Yeah.
Julio Jones,
This is
I know
tough.
that's your dog, but he will not have what he think he gonna have
no.
facing the
Oh,
Broncos.
boy.
And they're in
it's
the
in
Baja
It's in Denver.
City.
It's in Denver. Sorry.
Yeah.
The
That's
Broncos
my
will beat
dog.
the
I hope he
Falcons.
goes off, but it's in Denver.
Don't
That
get hurt,
defense-
please, sir.
That defense.
Oh,
will
and
get it done.
Paxton Lynch, will he be playing?
He might be, but he
might
played
be.
well, and the Falcons' defense is
Trash.
Water.
Hey, man, the Bengals won in prime time. They getting back to their time brackets at 4:25. They will beat the Cowboys.
I'm going with the Bengals. Dak Prescott will throw his first pick.
And he will get
Wow.
sacked and
He will throw his
trash.
first pick this week.
Wow.
I'm going with the Bengals. This is the time they come back 10 days off. This is when they make that stride.
I'm going with the
to win
Bengals,
that playoff
baby.
game.
Let's
It's a really
go.
good defense right here,
It
guys.
is.
Really good
I
defense.
kinda
Really
like the
good.
Cowboys in
Dak
this
will
game
make
at
that
home.
first mistake. Book it. He will throw a pick.
I think so. I
feel
think
like-
so.
well,
This is where we're going to see the bad
Oh,
part of
let's
Dak.
hear this one.
This is when I want you to book that the Cowboys will beat the Bengals.
I'm on Drake
Woo!
Down on
Two
this.
guarantees in the same week?
And
They gonna lose both of them.
Prescott will not throw an interception. You
Okay.
book that.
Okay, we'll see.
Moving
Both
quite
running games
along.
be the
I
difference.
think I'm going to continue to ride this Rams choo-choo train. They beat the Bills.
The Bills
Oh,
come
it's-
west. I
it's-
don't see it.
I
happen.
want to say it's in St. Louis, but it's in L.A.
It's in
Right?
LA. I know, right?
It's going to take some getting used to.
Ty Mop Taylor,
Look.
he played bad again last week.
Timeout, Taylor.
If he does it again, it's
Oh,
gonna
my
be
God. The Rams 4-1?
yes.
Yeah, Rams 4-1.
This should be
The
an-
Raiders.
This should be an interesting one. But who wins,
Andre.
Drake? Say it for me.
The Raiders.
There we go.
He speaks for everyone. This could be hammer time too.
Indeed, it could be. It could.
No,
oh,
I think the
gosh.
Chargers might put up some points.
One
They might
last
just
one. The
give it up.
Giants just so happens to play good
Oh,
against the Pack,
where's
but I'm
this
taking
game
the
at?
Pack.
Wait,
It's
hold on,
in Lambeau,
Not only
baby.
is it in Lambeau, it's off of a bye. It's going to be hammer
The
time.
Pack
Yeah.
is
Might be
nowhere.
bad.
I mean,
It might
the
be
Giants
bad.
are going to be hurting from this
I'm
Minnesota
holding
game.
on.
Short
To,
week.
last but not least, Monday night, I'm holding
This
on
is
for dear
trash,
life. This
man.
is going to be
What
an
is this?
interesting one, but I'm going to take the Panthers.
1-3 teams. I might want to see it. man.
Listen. The Bucks haven't looked good since week 1, and the Panthers just haven't looked good at all.
Yeah,
It's a divisional game. We don't know about Cam Newton. I'm rolling with famous Jameis.
Famous James been on the run the last couple
Well,
weeks. His
guess-
line been bad
Hey
too.
man,
Well, he
this
may
is
be
second
on the run.
concussion. His second concussion, and it's since the year started.
Cam
Because
will
he had a concussion
play.
in week
Cam
1.
and the Panthers will win.
I like the Panthers.
Is Cam going to play? Can somebody tell me?
I think even with Derek Anderson, they can win.
Turn them papers in, baby. Class is over. Because that's week 5 picks in a nutshell, and that's the show.
Who's out of section,
We want to
folks?
thank True Sounds for our theme song. Don't forget to like us on our Facebook page, The Flex Zone. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Flex Zone 1. If you have any questions, ideas, or possibly want to be a guest, send us an email to theflexzone1@gmail.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Flex Zone. Listen in to the weekend edition of The Flex Zone, which can be heard on SoundCloud and iTunes. Shout out to Chanel and the man that happens to be Tristan. Also, catch us on the Arena Sports Net Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Tonight,
PM,
10
girl.
p.m. See, this is the thing. 10 p.m. Tonight's show is executively produced by Andre Milton. Our senior producer is Crevante Hurd. Our associate producer is Byron Dixon. Our host is, well, you hear me. It's me. Our production team is Sophia Bree, Dwayne Allen, Hugh Scott. You see you in the background, baby, dressed in red. Looking good, brother. Brian H.
Might be the
Waters.
smoothest brother I know.
Smooth.
No doubt.
You've been hit
You
by
might mess around, cut yourself.
You've been hit by a smooth criminal. Anyways, Brian H. Waters, Tyron Rice, our beautiful, wonderful engineer.
His
You got a
birthday
birthday
coming up.
coming up.
Throw it down, big man.
We want to
Throw
thank
it down.
Claudette. We want to thank you also well as D.
Alexis.
Thank you for
Alexis
coming
for the
through,
Facebook
Claire,
Live.
with the
Appreciate
Facebook
you.
Live.
We come back. We put it to work. We put it to work.
I hope I keep this engine going to picks. And guess what? I'm going to say it like I said every week. I don't care if it rhymes. It's mine. I'm McKell like Kevin McKell on the show. Byron, we are what?
Like my picks, we gone.
That's fair.
Peace.